Hey guys, and welcome back to Battlefront updates and some more Star Wars Battlefront 2 news. I wanted to give you some details on what we can expect the next week and which days you should look out for news, as well as some confirmations from Ben. But before we get into that, I just wanted to remind you that my May 4th merch sale is still on for about another 14 hours, including both the old designs and the new design I released last Friday. So if you're interested in picking up anything from a mug to a t-shirt, link for that will be in the description below. But now let's get into the news. Starting off on May 8th, this Tuesday, EA will be hosting their quarterly earnings call, this time for the fourth quarter of the last fiscal year, which was from January to March this year. And if you don't know what these are, basically they host these every 3 months where they go over the earnings from the previous quarter. And why is that interesting for us? Well, they usually talk about Battlefront and sometimes to give us an idea of how much it's sold so far, potential future plans for the game, and things like that. I don't think they're going to talk anything about the microtransactions because, as I mentioned, this was from January to March, at which point there was no microtransactions in the game. So for the next earnings call, we might actually hear how well the skins are selling. But I still think this can be interesting, as it might give us an idea on the future plans for the game and what their stance are on that. And on top of that, if we're lucky, they might also give us some details on Respawn's Star Wars game. They did in the last earnings call mention that they were aiming to put out Respawn's Star Wars game in 2019. So maybe they will give us an update or that, or tell us if we will see more at EA Play or not. Moving on, Ben confirmed a couple of days ago that we are getting the news next week on May 9th, because he responded to someone asking for specifics, saying after May 8th and before May 10th. So good for us, we know exactly which day the news are coming, and that is also a Wednesday, which means that it's very likely that it will be on the Star Wars show as well. So Tuesday and Wednesday, look out for those days in terms of news, and as always I will have videos covering anything that is released. Today is also the last day for the May 4th weekend challenge, where you can unlock the Endor Leia skin by doing a couple of Evo count challenges. Unfortunately, this means that if you've already bought the Endor Leia skin, you will only get 1,000 credits from this challenge, which I agree is very bad. It should have given you more, 10,000 or 20,000 at least, to make up for the fact that you already bought this skin like less than 3 weeks ago. So I think this was a really bad decision by DICE, if I'm gonna be completely honest. There's nothing wrong with giving away stuff free or for a discount long after it's been released. Like if someone buys Battlefront 2 now for $20, I don't care, I bought it like more than half a year ago. But if they release something and then 3 weeks later release it for free, that doesn't make any sense at all. But Ben did respond regarding this, saying that moving forward, I don't think we'll be doing challenges that give away appearances the same way this one worked. It will either be new appearances that become available to buy after the challenge, or an appearance that has already been out for a good amount of time. And that is fine. I mean, they did a really good challenge for both the Hoth skins as well as the Rodian skin, and those were great. I would love to see more stuff like that, but don't release a skin so that you can buy it and then a few weeks later release it for free from a challenge. So hopefully they have learned a lesson and won't do that again. And lastly, he also confirmed that other than the community transmission coming out next week on the 9th, he's currently preparing 2 community transmissions for June, one for EA Play and one for the new content. I might do a third one as well if all is going well. So hopefully by the time the community transmission is out next week, they will be ramping up both the communication and content flow to the game, because we have all been waiting through this drought of content. But hopefully by next week we will know. Thank you very much for watching, and as always, may the Force be with you.